Week 4, Texans coming to Carolina for Sunday Night Football. They're 1-2. Apparently first in the league in passing. We're second. Close to the worst in rushing. And not a very good defense. Top players are C.J. Stroud, Kwame Lassiter, Stingley Jr. So they got some good corners. Um, Even though they're 28th in the league, or sorry, 20th in the league in defending the pass. We're 3-0. So are the Bucks. Surprisingly, Scorton's leading. Arch Manning's. The top two passers are facing off in this game. J.C. Horn had 3 interceptions last game. I was trying to figure out why did they pick off so many, and then I remembered, what was it? Oh, they had a media fucking thing, and they said who gets the reward, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reward the defensive backs and safeties. So they got like plus 3 or 5 whatever coverage. I don't know how many games it's for, but that helps explain that a little bit. Also, I looked into play count. I was starting to get a little worried. Like, okay, are there just too many? Are we getting a lot of yards and maybe a lot of yards against us, a lot of points because I just have the quarters are too long. Well, if I look at this, and let's look at just quarterbacks because they take every snap. I mean, we're right there. 208 downs played to CJ Stroud's 218. I mean 240. I wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't say that we're unrealistic here. So we'll keep it as is. We do have a breakout scenario, but first we'll go over the Texans staff, injury report, depth chart, and then get the game started here. All right, West Coast zone run. D'Amico Ryan. Oh, okay, he's still the coach. Cool. Fourth. You don't see that too often where the coaches are still there. But I guess they've. I'm assuming. Well, they have a quarterback, so they've been winning. Run a 4-3. Pretty good scheme fit for him. All right, you got basically just some backups on the offensive line, is what it appears to be. All right. Depth chart for the Texans. C.J. Stroud, D.J. Giddens, Kendre Miller, Jordan Hudson, Nico Collins, still hanging in there. All right. Nothing too big here, but you never know. Urshery, this guy, this guy. Oh, I remember. I looked at this last night, and I think it was the right tackle that was going to be our bitch. There he is. Hopefully, hopefully we get some pressure. They run a 4-3, so you got Vernon here coming off the left edge, and then you have Wesley. Nothing too scary there, or here, or here. Yeah, sometimes inside backers in the 80s could be a little troublesome against the run. Okay, and here's the corner. So you'd think, you know what? We'd probably be better off running it. This is gonna be tough, man. I don't know what to do here. They have some good, yeah, they have some good defensive backs. Let's see what it recommends. All right, so once it's defend the medium pass, no sir. You know what? Hold on, I want to see something. So if we, that's probably why sometimes our intermediate coverage sucks. I mean, I love defending inside run. I do, but like Here's what we'll do. They pass it 59% of the time, bro. Okay, so it suggests to run inside. Zone coverage, man coverage 23% of the time, zones 42. Fuck. I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing. We know they're gonna fucking our coach is gonna call pass plays. That's just the end of the story. So I think what we need to do is we need to actually help our guys out because of the pass plays. So we'll keep it going. Now, unfortunately, we kind of have to do it because we're not in control of what plays are called. I just tell them what playbook to use, and they don't even really seem to fucking pay attention to how many times I want them to run the ball sometimes. All right, we'll do this. Look at the DB breakout. I think it's today, Barron. Yeah, I think it's pretty sure it's today, Barron. Let me save this in case I click something wrong. What the fuck? No challenge? The amount of pass deflection by determine their rewards? That's probably just XP, which we don't really need. Alright, well then in that case, let's go take a look at his ability. Alright, I kind of like this shutdown one better. Because this one's only while you're in zone coverage. Now here's the thing though, I don't even think he's going to be... Yeah, wait. No, yeah, he's not going to even be activated for it. Alright, on offense we got Arch Manning. I almost said Peyton Manning. Yeah, that's what we have here. I think we should keep it that way. Alright, we'll save it again and start playing.
It's week 4 of the National Football League, and we're going to see Jatavian Sanders. No one's been busier this season as he currently paces the NFL in receptions. It's the Panthers and the Texans on
EA
Sunday
Sports
night.
coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 75 yards.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Here's 2nd and 10. The throwing again is Stroud. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now 3rd down and very long. Now Stroud. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed.
Fucking cavalry
5
game.
yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. The Texans send the punter out. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
Okay, I forgot I need to change
So
the
out
depth
comes
chart
this
for
offense
receiver.
to take over for the first time.
Or maybe not.
And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd year.
Okay, so this is the 4th game. Okay, so I just want to make sure. So the first game, Brown got the nickel. Okay. So we keep it here. The next game would be Hunter, Horn Jr., then Brown. And then at corner, I think I wanted to start doing this too, to where at corner we would go. So let's do that, yeah. So every game that we don't have to change the depth chart on the wide receivers, we'll keep the corners the same, and then we'll do the same thing to where we kind of skip these 3. Cool. just kind of get them all reps and see how they play and whatnot. Now for this, I'll probably want to change. Maybe not. No, we'll keep it.
He's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
To throw, it's Manning. Batted at the line, but he still brought it in.
Wow.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
We have to watch that. I don't think it's going to replay it for us. Homie was throwing it the fuck away. And he tips it to him. Could you imagine? Fucking asshole. Could have had an amazing play, bro.
Pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. The Panthers hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now Manning. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 19 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a very nice winning streak that they're on, and they've really seen this offense come into its own as a unit. And one of the keys is that the ground game has been established, and it's keeping the defense honest near the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that leads to huge games for him. Other times, he plays a complementary role to someone else. But however it's getting done, they're winning week after week.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Throwing is Manning. That one complete to Liggett. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. Now Manning. That's over the middle to his tight end Sanders. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
At the 12-yard line.
Play action. Manning. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Here we go now on 1st and goal. In motion right is the tight end. Manning to throw once more. Able to shake him off. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
Manning now to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Robert Woods with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Panthers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. That complete. It's Tyler Scott with it. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. From the 35, here's 2nd and 3. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Stroud sets up the play action. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. You look at this Carolina defense. They really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
A first catch for the man leading the NFL in receiving yards in this first month. And a first down to boot.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Stroud to throw it. Open man here is Scott, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. They'll try the right side here with Miller. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And Stroud now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hudson. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Stroud. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And I'm not sure he got there.
He didn't fucking get it.
Did they stop him? They did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Manning. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's Manning to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Manning. Here's a diving catch right side. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Manning. He completes it to Hunter. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
At the Texans' 23-yard line.
Working from the gun, Manning. Got a man, that's Liggett. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 12-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Manning. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on
I
him
want to
since
see
that
what play
last
that is,
completion
man. 'Cause
his
that
way.
does not look like a well-designed play.
A little more attention on that route, and that
Back
made a
quick
lot
base,
tougher
that
to get a
doesn't
clean throw
make any
his way.
sense.
Second and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
That's 2.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Robert Woods with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Panthers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here.
Ooh, the rookie.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And take it right at the 35. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Throwing now is Manning. He's going
Oh,
deep
my
for
goodness.
Brown.
Get it, baby. Yes.
This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be down deep
I
in
would
the
have liked to
Houston
have gotten it in
territory.
stride, but damn, bro, I'll
Big
fucking
play
take it.
there for
And I'm going to watch it
Carolina.
again, too.
45 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions.
I think he was trying to make
Things
sure
are
he caught it.
definitely going. And they can.
That's one thing I like about Brown, man. His speed is insane. Just, well, so is Nick Harbor's, but yeah. See, I'm thinking you could catch that and keep running, man. I think he just wanted to secure the catch. That's like I'm really giving these guys a
Ball
personality.
downfield.
Go swap, huh?
Now a 1st and 10
There's
at the
something so
11.
exciting about seeing a Panthers offense. go
Manning
deep.
going to throw. And he's got his man in stride.
Get in there.
Complete. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
First down and goal to go.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Robert Woods on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, fans of old-school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old-school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. He finds his man complete. It's Hudson. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. Now 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Stroud. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5. First down, Houston.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to get this to the 31.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Stroud. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Stroud will look to throw once more. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Can we stop him again?
They'll try and run for it. Gets past one man.
How do
The
toss
Panthers
plays
going to
work
use
on
the
us?
2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. out of the gun. They'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Now Manning. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
I don't understand why the fucking markers are blinking like that.
Throwing is Manning. He's got Sanders on the out route. It's caught. They need 2. Yeah. Now Manning.
Oh, nice throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From midfield, here's Manning. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
This would be the record at 67-yard field goal.
Manning now to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
They couldn't possibly, could they?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at
you have to go
3rd and
fucking
10.
end zone, man, or you know,
to throw, it's Manning.
out of bounds.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
That would tell me they're going
Man,
for the field goal.
Momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Cordero Patterson, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. The Broncos able to avoid an 0-4 start as they pick up that critical first victory of the year. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The Panthers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And powering through at the 35. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Ball on the 39.
Okay,
here's second down and 1. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down. Shotgun now for Manning. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They cannot afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. That's taken it around the 40. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. From the gun, it's Manning.
Uh-oh.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Here's Manning to throw.
Damn.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
He's got it.
He's got it on the crossing route.
That's speed.
He is out of
Oh,
bounds
he almost got the corner on that one.
A real letdown
Almost turned the corner.
That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop it, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. Now Manning. There's a short throw caught by Sanders. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. To throw is Manning. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Xavier Legette from 4 yards out. And the Panthers are able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Stroud. And he will find Scott on the right side, complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Now a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Stroud. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And Stroud now to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the 1st down.
Fourth down, Stroud going to try to throw for it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
8-yard pickup. 1st down, Texans.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Stroud looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hudson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 yards, that sets him up 1st and goal. Back to throw, here's Stroud. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Stroud working out of the gun. Touchdown, Texans! A 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Extra point right down the middle, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Manning. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. A yard in the wrong direction. Makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Manning going to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And the Texans will take over.
Houston set to take over.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far
Come on,
down
there you go.
but to just remember the last
Been
drive.
quiet all year, man.
Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is. Defenders are always happy anytime they can sack a quarterback for a loss of 10 or more yards. There's an example there. High fives all around.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Throwing now is Stroud.
That's complete. It's Collins. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
On third down, they'll try and run for it on the draw. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Carolina offense about ready to go.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing now is Manning.
Got a man. That's Liggett.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Manning. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Play action. Manning. A quick throw there is incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. Here it's 3rd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Manning. Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
He's just not at his focus in this game. It's not 1 drop. It's not 2. That's 3 for this contest.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for any NFL receiver, and he's no exception. And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
Now they'll run it on the toss.
We're not going to.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Houston's offense taking over again, and they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
The Texans send the punter out, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Fielded at the 33.
13 yards the tally on the return there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. But the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Now Manning. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Throwing is Manning. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Manning to throw once more.
That one complete to Ligon.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Texans' 14-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal. As some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door.
Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Taylor is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Now the try here for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them.
And they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. They need 18 yards here on third down. Here's Stroud.
Damn,
Right
they didn't get it.
Taken in by Collins. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now Stroud. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Scott. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Stroud to throw it. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. The throwing again is Stroud.
And
Oh my
Fans will
goodness!
officially
Is he
draw
gonna go?
taking on this one
He's
as
gonna
the
go,
last
man.
throw
Oh shit, Stroud's on his
intercepted.
tail. They're both, he's tiring out. He's got it!
And he will bring this one
Wow.
back. It's a pick six.
That's the first
for a
fucking
Panther touchdown.
defensive lineman
Well,
pick
this one
six
was
I've
already
seen.
ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast
Finally,
on the
a
defensive
fucking
side of the
tip
football.
ball gets
Yeah,
caught.
partner, this is a
It's
unit
almost
that
like
knows they've
it
got this
forced
game in
them
the
to.
bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling
Oh,
now.
that was
All of
awesome.
them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with
To
an
finish
INT
the
in return
fucking
for
game.
6.
Ouch.
Partner, under the lights in prime time, this offense, they gave the
I didn't
nation
even realize
quite a
how much
show,
time
putting
was
up
left.
that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Carolina, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
All right, let's check her out. All right, 406 yards to their 242, rush for 99 to their 48, pass for 307 to their 194, 0 turnovers. Okay, not a bad day. Dude, I'm wondering if Sanders is going to lead the league in receptions this year. Brown had a good day, but a lot of that was 45-yarder. Okay, Icky made up for sacks he's given up. And get, oh! Damn, Thompson. Damn. That's what happens when I'm not fully paying attention. Damn, that was nice. Yep. I just feel like Brown, dude, you could have had a touchdown, dude. But I'll take the catch. Mmm. Yep, this is the cross. Almost got the fucking edge, man. It's like right there when I saw that. Okay, right there when I saw that corner flip, just turn his hips a little bit to get the angle. I was like, oh, dude, he might fucking get the edge. At the last. That was. Yeah. Damn. Okay, that's not his fault, man. That's not Thompson's fault. Oh, dude, we're gonna watch that one. 7 seconds left. Scorton just fucking owns him. So what happens if you just wait a little bit longer, though? Just a little bit longer. Like, you know, maybe like another second and a half to where he starts streaking towards the end zone. Lob it over this fucking number 4. Why am I not seeing that many sacks? I don't understand how Thompson gave up 3 sacks. Alright, now this is the play. Scoreboard says 0 seconds left. 6th quarter, if I'm reading that right. Bro, fucking volleyed it to him. Just volleyed it to him. Look at CJ Stroud. It was at this point he realized that he fucked up. He's like, oh, fuck me. Almost got to him too, man. At what point is it? Right there. And he has his eyes closed. And he's like, oh, fuck. What the fuck? He's surprised. He's like, fuck, I caught it. I want to see this. Alright, man. Give him a surprised look. Okay. 48-14. As a defending Super Bowl champ should handle these teams. When you're number 1 in the league, you went undefeated the last year. You got every position. You know, you got a good player everywhere. Is what I'm saying. There's really no huge weakness. Oh shit. Okay. Apparently that's the fucking reward. Well, what does that mean for him? Okay. I see you, Mr. Barron. I don't remember what he was before. I want to say 88 maybe? Oh, Dude, we got ourselves some shutdown corners, gentlemen and ladies. 'Cause, damn. Damn. This kid's a rookie, too, man. And he's a normal dev, right? Yeah, I didn't get any hidden devs. Dude, you're fifth. Okay. Okay. Well, this isn't legit. It's -4. So 79 is pretty damn good, though. This guy was a 70 last year. Yup. And then you got this guy. All right. All right. Things are looking good. We give up a couple drives. But see, I'd rather watch that than like 70 to nothing, but we just kind of made stupid fucking mistakes. Advanced week. Facing Puka Nakua's Patriots. Who the fuck is Kendrick Raphael? And the Bucks keep fucking winning. God damn it. Starting to think we should have got a first for Puka, but nah. Who got the weekly award? All right. Uh-oh, we're going. See, now, we just went up against CJ Stroud, so Drake May doesn't scare me too much. But those damn fucking backup Saints QBs, I'd be like, I don't even know who you are. And they look at me and they're like, you will. Fucking Wanda Maximoff. Just fucking just go nuts. Alright, that'll cover it for this one. Till next time, we face the Pats in New England. You know what? Let's take a look at their injury report real quick. Starting right tackle's out. I feel like, didn't this guy play for someone else last year and he intercepted us? Puka Nakua is having a good year for them. I'm glad. I'm glad I can be matchmaker and still get a second round pick out of it. Not have to pay the guy's salary when we have receivers. So, all right, you got Drake May. He's a brick wall. Trevion Henderson, Sawchuk, Puka Stribling, Quentin Johnston, Lincoln Cure. That guy gave us a hard time. I feel like a couple years ago. Will Campbell, Aaron Banks, Sanders, Robert Hunt. Good offensive line. Colin Simmons. I feel like he was like a top pick before. This guy was definitely number 1 overall. Okay, that'd be interesting. Finally, some top picks that aren't injured. Okay, good corners, good decent. Yeah.